And that's where the myth lives, because resistance doesn't disappear before the change, it dissolves through the change.
Check one, check.
At some point, everyone says the same damn thing. I know I need a change, but just now is not the right time. Even sounds responsible, right? After all, timing matters, right? But here's the uncomfortable truth that not too many people question. There is no such thing as the right time, at least not in the way that we've been taught to believe. Because when people say that they're waiting for the right time, they're rarely talking about the circumstances. What they're actually talking about is how they want to feel. They want to feel more calm and more certain in their life. Just less afraid and a little more prepared. What does that mean? It means they're waiting for some kind of internal resistance to disappear. And that's where the myth lives, because resistance doesn't disappear before the change, it dissolves through the change. The idea of perfect timing is one of the most socially acceptable delays that we have. It actually just lets you stay still without feeling guilty, if that makes any sense. It lets you postpone discomfort while convincing you that you're actually smart. But if you look real close at it, has there ever really been a time in your life when everything is lined up just perfectly? When the fear was gone and the finances are flawless, the people around you fully supportive, the outcome is guaranteed? Of course not. Every meaningful change that you've ever made has happened in the midst of total uncertainty. Just stop and think about your own life for a second. You moved anyway, and only after it happened, did it actually make any sense. And that's the part that people actually forget, so we tell the story backwards. We actually look at somebody who may have changed their life in a way, and then we say to ourselves that they must have waited until the timing was right. And I don't think that's correct, because they created the time by moving. That would be the more proper way to assess that. Here's what's really happening when you're waiting for the right time. You're actually trying to protect loss. A loss of identity, a loss of predictability, and a loss of a version of you that everybody knows. So it creates conditions. I'll do it when things calm down. When the kids are older, when work slows down, you're making up excuses is what you're doing. You know, when I have more clarity, but here's the thing, life doesn't slow on command. There will always be another reason to wait. Another responsibility, another unknown, and a little voice that's picking at you saying, not yet, just don't move yet. And slowly, waiting becomes a lifestyle. Not dramatic, not tragic, just a quiet postponement. Years pass, opportunities fade, and one day the question changes. It's no longer, when should I change? It's, why didn't I change? And that's the cost that nobody talks about. Waiting doesn't feel dangerous in the moment, it just feels safe. But over time, it picks away and erodes at something really important. Why don't you trust yourself? Every time you delay something that you know matters, you're teaching your system something. Don't listen to that voice, because you know it doesn't lead anywhere, but eventually that voice will get quieter. Not because it was wrong, or maybe it was. It's because it learned that you wouldn't follow that anymore. This is why people wake up one day and they feel disconnected from themselves. They didn't lose their intuition. They didn't get dumber. They just ignored it over and over again. So let's redefine timing. The right time isn't when the fear is gone. The right time is when your awareness shows up. When you notice your tightness and your restlessness, the sense that your life no longer fits the way it used to, that's the signal. Not a guarantee and not a promise, an invitation. And invitations don't wait forever. You know what that's like. Somebody asks you to go fishing all the time and you keep saying no. That's what that's like. And it doesn't wait around forever. So you need to start paying attention to that. So what am I trying to say? Those invitations are they're felt. And if they're ignored long enough, they don't wait around. They just move on. This doesn't mean reckless action and just blowing up your life overnight. It means honest movement, small, deliberate steps that break the habit of waiting pattern. A conversation you've been avoiding, a decision that you're postponing or running from, and not making a boundary that you know you need to set. Those moments never feel perfectly timed. They feel uncomfortable. But that uncomfortableness is what tells you that's what matters. Comfort tells you that nothing is changing. Discomfort tells you that something is waking up. So if you're waiting for the right time, ask yourself this instead. What am I afraid will happen if I move on? And that answer by itself will tell you far more than any calendar ever could. In the next episode, we're going to talk about why comfort actually gets mistaken for peace, and how staying comfortable can actually cost you your aliveness. The right time isn't ahead of you, it's already here. And it arrived the moment that you noticed that waiting no longer felt safe.